Hello, Bula, Noia, and welcome. It's Mapa back to you live. It is Wednesday here, um, and I welcome you to another Go Live tonight. It is about 9:30 p.m. here, I believe. Yes, a little bit over 9:30. But you know what? I'm glad that you are here because today was one of those special days in the business. So if you're watching me for the first time, I'm a registered nurse. I'm originally from Fiji, still working full time, but I started a digital business almost it's like going to be 2 years in May. And what a journey, what an amazing journey. I love being a nurse, and I'm proud of being a nurse. You know, it has been my life career, but I started this business building something um, that is going to be my retirement. And I realized that there's options out there. And that is why I keep coming back, doing my Go Lives, sharing to you the options that we have. Even as professionals, a lot of times we spend so much time away from home. And we get, we earn, we have a stable paycheck, but a lot of times we miss out on the milestones of our loved ones because we are constantly at work. And in order to get extra, you do the overtime, right? So this is something that has given me the boldness to not even think about overtime. And so here's the thing. Tonight, what I'm sharing here is, this is about courage, and that's what's written down there. And so I want to talk about something we don't celebrate enough, and that is courage. Something that we don't celebrate enough. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind, Earlier today, so every Wednesday, in the business, my business journey, we have every Wednesdays, it's called a mastermind, where all our business partners come in, those who are available. Even for me, while at work, I usually like to take my lunch later in the day. Like I get off at 4:30. So, and this mastermind is at 5 p.m. PST, which is 4 p.m. my time. So I like to take my lunch break around that time so that I can catch at least the beginning of that of this session. And for some reason, I was able to watch most part, and then I got off and continued. But you know what? It is always a session that we're encouraged to watch or to listen to, because we get very great nuggets, success stories, and very emotional ones, because so many that share their stories, have come from a place of struggle, and they have, really come out of it because of their resilience, because of their big whys, and they never give up. And that's always like the part in every story that, no matter how much, and successful people, that you hear their stories, they've failed many times, but they never gave up. And so today was is a session that we as business owners, we get to learn. And the great thing about it is, if you miss out, you can always watch the replay. But I always like to catch that part of our learning session today. And not only that, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have a session where we inform the public, or we have this webinar where we share our stories. And and I'm just excited to mention here that tomorrow I'll be in one of them. So I'll be one of those sharing my story. And yes, and so my website is there, www.maylive8.com. And if you're interested, you want to hear that webinar that we always talk about every Tuesdays and Thursdays, you are welcome to sign up on my website. It is free. Listen to it and see whether it is something that you're interested in. But Yeah, and so that's the only way you can sign up, or you can message me. So let's go on to our live tonight, and why I'm doing. What am I talking about? Like talking about courage, of course. So today, like I said, during my late lunch break, I jumped into a mastermind session, and honestly, I honestly thought it would be just another session, but wow, it really stood up my heart, because the success story, we always have a success story, and every time there's always someone different, because there's so many of us, and it's just a time where you listen to these stories, and then it really gives you the the courage, gives you, it gives you, it reminds you that you can do it too, that we go through our different struggles, but when you put your heart in it, and you do it consistently, and you believe in yourself, you will be there someday. And so the success story shared wasn't about an overnight win. I always say, and we always say, that this business is not an overnight get rich, it is built over time with consistency. And so it was really emotional, because, and it was a powerful one too, and it really reminded me why we do this, why we started a business. And it was about persistence as well, and about showing up on the hard days. And that is um, one thing that really hits me and reminds me that even on hard days, even on the struggle, in the days that we struggle so much, um, you just keep showing up, because you know that you're building something that will take care of you, that is working for you. And so it is about not quitting, when when quitting could have been easier. Sometimes when things just get too hard and challenging, that is the time that most people quit, because it's the easiest thing to do. But you know what? That is the best thing to do, is to just keep showing up and keep coming back. you know um, and beyond the story, I walked away with fresh clarity, new ideas on how to better maximize and utilize different platforms, not just to post, but to intentionally expand our audience and serve more people, with purpose. And the success story today was one of our business owners, who is a Romanian, and she's a grandma like myself, and I believe she's much older than me. But just imagine someone who started this business, and I can tell you, just for facts, our digital business is celebrating its decade this year. It's been on for 10 years, and the company that we are affiliated with has been around for 52 years. So um, it is to show that this is something that has been around, and it's working for so many of us. And the story here, I could resonate with it, because she is a grandma too. Um, and anyone can do it. As long as you're 18, age is not a limit, but as long as you're 18 and beyond, you can start this business. And so that's that story, I believe most of us that listened to her presentation and her story, um, we were all, I'm sure there was not one of us that didn't feel that emotion, with all just hearing the struggles, and how um, there were so many stages in her business journey where she could quit, where she could have not wanted to carry on, but she did, because she believed in it, and because the system is set up in such a way that you can always come back and learn. You have mentors and coaches, and even a community of business entrepreneurs who are willing to help each other, because we don't compete with each other, we help each other and share the knowledge and the things that will help everyone, be successful in their own journey. And that was one thing that really reminded me that yes, I can keep going, even when we are faced with hard days. To never give up, Um, and so moments like that really reminded me that growth doesn't always look loud, but it is always meaningful. These growths are always meaningful, and so this year it didn't just require strength. As we this is still it's still January, and I can say that it didn't require strength. It required courage. As for me, here doing this Go Live, and I've been doing it since, this September of 24, and it has become a part of me just showing up, and you showing up here is encourages me and inspires me to continue to show up and share with you how amazing this business is and the journey that I have been through. And just hearing from those who started like 2019, just like our success story today. Now she is enjoying the how do you say it? Um, she's at a stage in the business where she's enjoying uh, the benefits of getting to a stage in your business journey where you just you get those. I can't seem to recall, but the probably I'll get to it, as I go on with my Go Live. Um, but her income now is like, she's getting her monthly income, and and it's just amazing to know that, and that is why we set our vision board for each and every one of us as business owners, where you are today and where you want to be. And so hearing these stories really gives us the encouragement to keep going, to keep showing up. And so, it required courage, and courage to start again after disappointment, after failures. Having to fail in something doesn't mean that you quit. It's just a stepping stone. It's just a learning curve to come back stronger, to learn from it and be better. And helps us um, become a better version of ourselves, and encourage also to learn something new when fear said you're too late. So when just thinking about it, we all can resonate with it, that when for me, I can say that when I started this business, I did have some fear. I didn't have skills in technical skills. I only had basic computer skills. I didn't have a business background, and I just had to learn. I just had to learn and ask questions and apply it. And one small step led to another, and before you know it, you've come far enough to celebrate all those small wins to get you closer to where you want to be. So in this journey, growth is something that we celebrate because it helps you get to the next stage in your business journey. It helps you grow. It helps you want to help more people do the same. And that is the ripple effect that I have learned, and everyone else here has been doing that. When you are able to be successful in your business journey, or in any journey for that matter. But as for me, I'm sharing about this business journey because of how successful it has been for so many of us, and how it has really given us that flexibility, and the time freedom to choose, to have options that you can choose, even at a stage where residual income is what I now that I'm now that I'm recalling, that you get to a stage where you will be earning residual income. And that is an amazing stage, and everyone is wanting to be there. And for us to do that, we have to be consistent. And so, um, courage to learn something new when fear said you're too late. Courage to trust God when the path wasn't clear. So, not everyone that started this business knew everything about it. We all came in not knowing anything about the business. We knew that it was working. We knew that the business model is an amazing one. All we had to do was learn the step by step and apply it, learn and apply it and share it. And of course, we have to be coachable. We have to be able to be teachable. That is one thing that I have learned big time here. And courage to keep showing up while results were still forming. So even when you're not seeing anything, I remembered when I first started, the first few months, I was just doing exactly what the training was telling me. I was doing exactly what my coach was telling me and my mentor, and I just followed those steps. And that really helped me to know that I had to follow instructions. I had to follow all this training step by step to get to where I am today. And I can say that there's so much more to learn. In this journey, you just keep learning. And every time there's always something new to learn and to apply. And so, beginning again doesn't mean you failed. It really doesn't mean that. It means you refuse to quit. So, it means you choose growth over comfort. Sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to really realize that, wow, this is something that I can do. I thought I couldn't because fear has told me that I cannot, that I am not good enough. Fear is something that tells us that, oh, it is not for me, or what you're worried about what people will say, and how I should present myself. But really, you just have to be your own. You don't have to be like anyone else. Everyone is gifted in their own way. Everyone has something to bring to the table. And the great thing about this business community is that we acknowledge each other's strengths, and we uplift each other, and we support each other, and embrace, the changes, the things that will help us grow. And so I like to say that we choose faith over fear, and obedience over excuses. A lot of times we have excuses, excuses, and excuses. And that really stops us from getting to where we want to be, or reaching our goals, or even trying, even taking one step, or moving forward. A lot of times we have so many excuses, that is stopping us from getting to the next level in whatever journey. But in this business community, we are encouraged to just take that bold step, to just take that leap of faith, and then you'll know if there are things that does not work. Then there are so many options to choose from, and so some of the bravest moments this past year, were unseen. The bravest moments were unseen. Why do I say that? Because praying when you felt tired, those are the unseen moments. Trying again when doubt was loud. Sometimes you are doubtful, but you just do it anyway because you will eventually get it. And saying, God, I don't have all the answers, but I'll take the next step. And that's what I assure myself, and affirmations that I tell myself every day. We have even business partners that encourage us every day with all those affirmations. We have morning sessions for those who like to join those sessions. There's so much more than just earning online in this business community. And like I say, you don't have to have all the answers, but taking that next step, and then, and that step, that's courage in action. When you take that next step, it is courage in action. And so I can say here that seeds are planted in faith. Consistency and obedience do produce fruit in time. When you are watering it, when you are consistently taking care of it, just like how you're doing to your business, you learn, you apply, and then it will eventually grow, and you will definitely produce fruit in time. So I can say that, I'm just grateful for mentorship. So grateful for mentorship. People that You connect to people that have been a part of your business journey, or someone that has brought you into the business because and that has guided you along the way. A lot of, when you come in, when you start the business, you are always, your help is always around. You just have to reach out. But at the same time, we are encouraged to do our own research. We are encouraged to do our own due diligence. We are encouraged to do our own training. Go back to the training and learn the basics, because that is where you'll find the things that probably you're missing out. And so I'm grateful for the community. Such a great community, global community. Like I said, today was a success story of a Romanian business owner, and they have a big community as well. It's just growing everywhere, even from my home island in Fiji. The business community is growing, and I'm just so grateful, happy to see that. um, Grateful for real stories and practical, strategies that move us forward. The stories that we hear here, every individual has a different story to tell. Every individual has their different struggles, but we are here because we building something that not only will help us, it is helping our family and generations to come. And not only are we helping ourselves, we are helping others like you, who are looking for ways to build maybe an extra income, or to help pay off certain mortgages. Or people are starting the business because nowadays the job security is like not always secured, because there's so much going on now, the change of the economy, the government, and even in private workplaces, your job is not always guaranteed, you know. And so even in a short lunch break, as for me today, God knows exactly how to speak what we need to hear. So sometimes, if you are here and you're listening, maybe it is a moment for you to hear something that you are looking for, or something that you think you might be interested in doing. Um, Let me ask you, what's one thing you've learned recently that really shifted how you show up? Um, and what took courage for you this year? So for me, having to start this digital business, I have been in my nursing career for years. Um, but having to start this, something totally new, something that I was not looking for. But just like you, I watched someone who is a nurse who shared about this business journey, and how she has moved from, who is my coach as well, who has someone that I never knew, but because of her story, I resonated with as a nurse. She um, she stopped working 3 jobs and now working a part-time job, because this business is building on the side. Eventually, it's gonna be her plan A, which is my goal as well. So that is my question for you today. What's one thing you learned recently that shifted how you show up? And what took courage for you this year? So that is my challenge for you. Thank you for listening to me, listening tonight. I know that you're here not by mistake, but if you know someone that needs to hear this, do share it. Um, and yes, share it with those who need to hear this. So thank you for being here. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day, evening, night, whatever time zone you're watching me from. Vinaka for Yaxia, and God bless.